Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Ryal Thomas. This evening, the topic is feelings. We all have them, but I just want to dig a little bit deeper when it comes to feelings, because feelings have a tendency to change over a period of time. It all depends on what circumstances, what situation, what's involved at the present time. Because you can actually feel one way about something or someone at that particular moment because of the situation and because of the circumstances. And when the situation and circumstances change, so can your feelings. And this is what we all must be aware of. I'm pretty sure some of you all out there have made decisions that maybe now you regret. I know I have. So we all fall up under this category of feelings being positive and being negative. And let's just look at something for a moment. The mere fact that you are involved with who you are involved with, whether it's a friendship, whether it's an intimate relationship, is because of how this individual makes you feel. But the key to this is how you feel at the present moment. But this is what we all must consider, that when things change in this situation or with these circumstances being present, so can your feelings. And a lot of us, again, including myself, never look at the fact of what's down the road. But if you actually take time to look at it and be realistic with where your feelings are at that present moment and what they can transpire to in the future, it gives you a better judgment call on the decision that you may be making in regards to your feelings. Like I said, you may have looked at your job and you felt real good about it. The interview may be excellent. The people that are interviewing you, they're making you laugh, you're smiling, you feel like you've been knowing this individual or knowing this group of people for a period of time. But that's right there. That's there at that moment. Doesn't mean that the smiles and the laughter and things of such are going to be there all throughout this employment or employer-employee relationship, because things change. And again, when things change, feelings change. So we must be realistic about what's happening. Let's move into like a relationship. A relationship, for example. You may be involved with someone that makes you laugh and you're having a good time with them. You're going out and everything. That's in the beginning. That's in the beginning. And we would hope that this feeling of joy and happiness would last. I don't want to say forever. We just hope it would continue, I should say. It would just continue to make you feel comfortable, to reassure you that this is the right relationship that I'm involved in. There are going to be ups and downs. So I don't want to always talk about the negative without mentioning the positive, because no relationship is perfect. There are always going to be ups and downs regardless of what you get involved with your job, with a business, with your relationship, with your co-workers. That's just feelings. Feelings being right there at the present moment. There have been times where that you feel good about something as well as someone, and down the road you notice that what he or she used to do that made you feel good is not being done anymore. And you start to question yourself. Did I make the right decision? Did I wait long enough to really look at this realistically? Is everything going the way I thought it was going to go? And the worst thing you can do, based in my opinion, is that start to be in a place where that you may be hurt, or you may be confused, or you may start talking about things in the past, or maybe even a past relationship to someone new in a relationship with you. And this individual starts to make decisions or start to make actions that really overshadows what you have gone through in the past. But in the end, this person may not be any different than what you have just gone through. But because of your loneliness and because of your depression and because of things of such, you do not look at it realistically. You look at it based on how you are feeling at the present moment. That's what you are judging things on. Well, this person must be better than the last person I was with. You've only known this person for maybe a few months. You haven't even gone out to the point where you can really see how this individual acts in public, where you can really see how this individual acts around your family, how this individual acts when he or she is drinking. These are the things that you must put forth before you start to think that everything is all right, because there very well could be a wolf in sheep clothing. And you have to, again, be realistic about that, because our feelings change. We can come home after having a bad day, and the conversation we used to have, the conversation that our loved one used to have with us when we come home, now we don't want to hear it. Our significant other, we do not want to share what we have gone through during the day. And we don't want to hear what they have gone through during the day because of our feelings. And this is what I'm trying to get across, that feelings change all the time. It is based on the circumstances and situations that you happen to be in at the present time. You may feel good about something 1 hour, and in the next hour totally disregard that particular feeling and jump to another feeling. And when you see these different emotions and feelings come up and you recognize it, you must have a different relationship with your feelings. You have to understand that they are just feelings that come and go. And you must be able to determine when to let go, when to hold on, because that's important. We're talking about your life here. We're talking about spending time at a job for 5 or 10 years. We're talking about spending time with someone for hopefully a lifetime. A lifetime. And just because you cannot get along with someone, that doesn't make that person a bad person. It just means that you all are not suitable for one another. It doesn't mean she cannot go out there and find someone who really cares about her. It doesn't mean he cannot go out there and find someone that really cares about him. It all depends on how you connect. And that's why it is so, so important to really think and look at how you feel about a situation at the present time, but also look down the road. Look down the road. If you are seeing signs of that this may not be a good fit as far as this job is concerned, or this may not be a good fit as far as this relationship concerned, do not try to convince yourself that I'm going to wait it out. I'm going to wait it out. Because some of you all out there have been waiting it out for years, and nothing has changed. If anything, it has gotten worse. So you have to be real with yourself. See, being real with yourself sometimes is hard because you don't want your friends to know that you've made a mistake. You don't want your parents to know that you've made a mistake. Really, you don't want to even accept the fact that you yourself have made a mistake. You don't even want to accept that fact. You're trying to do everything you can to hold it together, to show yourself, to show your friends, to show your family that I did not make the wrong mistake. And that was 5 years ago. And you're still living in hell. You're still living miserable, waiting for a change to come, when you need to realize that the change is not going to come. If it hasn't happened in 5 years, 3 years, it's not going to happen. You're just being talked to. You're just being coached so you can just hold on to a thought or to a wish or to a promise, when in the back of your mind, you know nothing is going to change. So when you have that feeling, while you are able to make decisions, and good decisions, on whether or not what you should do, it is time to make that decision today. It's time. We only have a little bit of time with this life. You know, I remember my grandfather saying, boy, if you live old enough, you'll be able to sit in this chair and rock like I rock too. Man, that time is getting closer and closer every day for all of us. For all of us. So why do we constantly put ourselves in a situation? Because in the beginning, someone made me laugh, someone made me smile, someone made me feel good. And they may have even caught you at a vulnerable state where you was looking for someone to hold, someone to call your own, some job to come in and embrace you and tell you all the benefits that you're going to receive. And you go out and you tell your family and friends, and all of a sudden this job is the most stressful job that you have. But because of what you said at the present time, you are too ashamed or too embarrassed to admit that you're stressing yourself out. Pains are coming up in your back. Pains are coming up in your whole body because of stress. Stress has released a chemical inside of you that brings forth physical pain because of a decision you are not willing to make. You want to get rid of some of that pain and get rid of some of that stress. Listen to your feelings. Listen to how you feel about things, and stop trying to justify why you're still in this position just because you look good in public, or you may be driving the right car due to your job or something. Let me tell you something. It's not worth shortening your life. It's not worth that. So if your feelings are there and they happen to be feelings of doubt, if you have a good person or a good job and you can talk to the person and you can make them or the job understand, that you need something different, or that you need more positive change in your career or in your job and in your relationship, you need to speak on that and give a person or business a second opportunity to prove you wrong if you're thinking negatively about your relationship or your job. But if you are constantly brainwashing yourself and the same feelings are still there, nothing is going to change. We must understand that. We must understand that. And the worst thing one can do, and I will say this, and please forgive me, especially you females out there, I've seen a lot of hurt in females. I have a lot of females in my family. I have a lot of female friends, and I will say they are just friends, but a lot of them talk to me a lot about a lot of different things, and you'd be surprised some of the hurt, some of the conversations that they have with me in regards to their partner. And I'm not going to get into so much about their partners because I don't know. I only know their side of the story. So I'm not going to sit up here and discredit the man, when he is not here to defend himself. But you take a woman that has been lonely and that has been hurt, you have to give her a little bit more patience, with things, because sometimes coming off of hurt and coming out of pain, people don't make the right decisions, because they're looking for that love. They're looking for that companionship. They're looking for someone that's just different from where they come from. And you have to understand that that's a fragile person with a fragile heart. So you don't want to get into a situation where someone takes advantage of your loneliness. Someone takes advantage of your emptiness within yourself, because that happens all the time. And then when you wake up, that person has spent a few months with you and now they're out of your life. And then that adds more hurt to a heart. Then what you're doing is creating a time bomb. You don't know how she's going to react. You don't know how she's going to recover from that. So when it comes to a female's heart, you have to be extremely careful if she is coming off of hurt. She's coming off of that, and you have no idea what she's dealing with. Us men, on the average, we kind of like move on. I'm not saying that that's always the case, but we kind of like move on with our feelings and emotions, but not women. Women take that very seriously. They take that very seriously. They can hurt for a long time, because of what you've promised or what you've said and what you've promised you haven't done and what you've said you haven't done, but yet their love for you continues to be there. And in the end, you break their heart. You have to be real careful with that, man. And I'm just speaking from, after everything I've been told and everything I've had, all the conversations I've had with individuals, you just have to be careful with that. And that's why I say feelings are so important, are extremely important. I go to clients' homes all the time, and, and sometimes it's not even about the price that you're charging. Sometimes, and for the majority of the time, it's how well, a person feels about you. Like you may be a few $100s higher. Your estimate may be a few $100s higher than the last estimate they have received. But they go with you because you make them feel good. You make them feel comfortable. You make them feel like this is the person for the job. I don't know about these other individuals. They just came in and talked to me and stayed strictly with talking about what was going to be accomplished, never giving me any type of insight or any type of feeling about their personality. So feelings are important You were with your wife or your significant other for a decade or more. You're not there because they are making you sad. You are there because of your feelings towards this individual. You know, you hear of these people being married for 50 years, 60 years, celebrating their anniversaries, and they are just having a ball. You know, at 60 and 70 and 80 years old, they are still getting on the floor, dance with one another, smiling and stuff, and going home and doing whatever they want to do at that particular age. It's because they love each other. It's because they have a feeling towards one another. Let me just mention this, and this gets into something that I will be talking about in the very near future, and hopefully with this next show that will be coming pretty soon, that it may actually save some lives. It may actually save some lives. I'm going to take the show to a whole different level where I can dig deeper into the spirituality of all of us, and I will talk about that later on, but I want to stick with feelings right now because, you know, sometimes when a couple has been together for so long and one of the individual passes away and the other individual has no signs of health problems, they have nothing. Nothing is wrong with the individual, I should say. But later on, that individual, unaware to anyone, passes within a few months after their partner has passed. See, that's a strong feeling. That's a strong feeling of love between the two. That is a very, very strong feeling that the mere thought, the mere feeling of you gone takes me out of this world as well. Man, feelings again. Feelings. People die behind feelings. Don't you know that you can bring about a feeling in your life and you can actually wake up blind? You can actually present a feeling into your spirit where that it confuses the flesh so much there's a heart attack. There's no problems that has been noted from the hospital, from anywhere. But the feeling is so powerful, is so strong. It's a part of our mere existence, unbeknown to a lot of individuals who are just waking up, going through the day, going to work, coming back home, not realizing that what they are absorbing throughout the day modifies and changes their feelings towards something or someone. I'm going to get into this on the next show in regards to what I'm hinting at right now, because hopefully, in my opinion, this next show, I will bring about an awareness to individuals that will actually save their lives. Their lives will be saved, hopefully, with my opinion being put out there. And if you really think about it, it's going to save some lives, because it's going to make, hopefully, you aware of what's inside of you. What's inside of you that continues to make you exist. It's not how much money you have in the bank. It's not your job. It's not your business. It's what's inside of you that brings about longevity. It's there. All of us have it. We all have that ability to live a longer life if, in my opinion, we accept this. I'm going to talk about the secrets that I have found by just looking into my spirit, looking into what I know to be true for me. Feelings are a part of it. Feelings are a part of it. But it goes so much deeper than that. So much deeper than that. I want everyone to really go home with a smile on their face, or to walk around with a smile, and stop letting the media raise you, letting the media control how you feel about one another. And you don't even see it coming. You don't even see it changing you. You don't. But it's changing you right in front of you. And you're not even aware. And next thing you know, you're having opinions about something or someone that you never even knew in the beginning that you had. But the media is robbing you of the love that lies within all of us. Like I said, I'm going to get into that next time. And if you have any questions, please give me a call, 434-760-8682. Again, that's 434-760-8682. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. But remember, feelings are at the heart of this show. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm your host, Ryal Thomas. Good night.